What's going on, everybody? This is Island Hopper TV Hotels, and today I'm going to share with you some hotel tips. So, I'm currently staying in a hotel right now in Singapore. This is actually a Holiday Inn. I've actually recently been staying at the IHG properties, including Holiday Inn, Holiday Inn Express, Intercontinental. But most of the year, it seemed like I was doing a lot of Hilton. Before that, I do Marriott. I'm a Marriott Titanium Elite. I'm a Hilton Diamond. I'm a IHG Diamond Elite. I'm a Hyatt Explorer, not the Globalist. I'm the one. I don't have the top tier status with Hyatt. The reason I tell you all that is because I'm giving you some preface about the fact that I travel and stay in hotels all the time because I have loyalty reward programs, and I want to share with you guys some information that I've collected along the way. For those of you who are hotel enthusiasts, you may find this to be useful. I like to stay in Airbnbs, although I don't stay nearly as much, but that's more living like a local. I kind of stay in one area for like 3 or 4 days in Singapore, and then I'll go over to Orchard, and then I'll go over to Marine Parade, and then I'll go to Central, and then I'll go to Bangkok. I'll stay on Sukhumvit, and then I'll go to Siloam, then I'll go to Dubai. I'll stay in downtown Dubai, and then I'll go to Dubai Marina. I'll go to Europe, and I'll kind of bounce around. And so that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to share with you guys some information that I've collected along the way. That's the big thing. So if you guys don't already have a VPN, you may consider getting a VPN and then maybe getting some like DuckDuckGo or maybe Brave browser. I would suggest that because just when you log into the Wi-Fi, you kind of want to have that protection. So something to consider. Now, I will also say this. When I travel, I don't book ahead of time, and I'll tell you why I don't book ahead of time. The reason is because previously, when I'd go to a new city, I'd end up booking a hotel, and then I'd get there, and I'd be like staying for 3 nights, and I'd be like, I don't even want to stay here one night, you know. And so what ends up happening is I usually end up getting to an area. I pick the area. If I like it, I'll book and stay longer. If I don't like the area, then I'll leave. So here's two things I do right when I check into the hotel right away. Number one is I actually check out the area as well as the whole hotel. And typically, if you're staying in something like a Holiday Inn, if you guys have seen my videos on the channel, you'll know I do very thorough tours. I basically am looking for like, if it's a JW Marriott, I look at the sauna, the gym, the pool, the lobby, the restaurants, the rooftop if they have it. So that's one of the cool things about having the channel is that every time I go to a new hotel, I have to basically make a tour of it, so I get a very thorough idea of what's actually there with the amenities. Most of the time, people check in, they just go to their room and they kind of see what's in the lobby. They see a restaurant, maybe they go to the pool, but they don't know what else is in there. So I would say walk around the hotel and see what's there so but also around the area. When I book a hotel, I'm typically looking for a couple things. Is it nearby a grocery store? And I prefer hotel rooms that have a fridge, like a fridge with a coffee pot, one of those boilers, and some teas. But most hotels typically have that. But even beyond that, some spoons, cups. I mean, these are the kind of things that you're looking for in a hotel because you can save money when instead of having to do room service. So finding that grocery store nearby is really important, especially when I'm staying in these, like here in Marine Parade where I'm at now. I'll make sure there's a grocery store nearby. I can walk there. I actually went there and got some lemons for my tea. I have like ginger tea, this ginger tea right here, and I put a little green tea, one of these green teas in there, and then I have a nice tea that gives me a little caffeine kick to make these kind of videos, right? So anyway, but the big thing is, yeah, I don't really sweat the booking in advance thing. I just pretty much am cool with last minute deals. I mean, there's plenty of last minute deals anyway. I've noticed prices can go down. I've also noticed prices can go up. But I mean, if it's a weekend and it's going to be a packed weekend, maybe you'd want to book ahead of time. I guess that could be one case that could be made. But usually, like if I arrive in Bangkok tomorrow or something, I just need one night booked and then I'll play it by ear and then we'll see where I'll go from there, right? The next thing is, when it comes to getting upgrades, one of the best ways to get upgrades is through the loyalty programs. Like I said earlier, I have Marriott Bonvoy, Hilton Honors, IHG. It seems like with IHG, man, that's just it. It starts slow with IHG, but as you go up, that's Holiday Inn, that's Intercontinental. They've got like Indigo brand. But it seems like with IHG, they've got a great rewards program. A lot of people say, you know, Hyatt's the best one. I would say in the US, I stay at a lot of Hyatts, but when I'm out of the US, I don't really stay at Hyatt. I mean, when I'm in the US, I'm always staying at like a Hyatt place, it seems like a Hyatt place or a Hyatt house. But outside of the US, Hyatt doesn't have many properties other than like Hyatt Regency and Grand Hyatt. And those are usually expensive or they have an Andaz. But when I'm traveling abroad, I really like Marriott, although Marriott has gotten quite expensive. Hilton is good, but they don't have a lot of properties. IHG right now, I mean, it's a surprise one. I didn't really think about getting IHG, but I'm staying at a lot of IHGs. I think like most of the month I've stayed at IHGs, Holiday Inns or Intercontinentals. And that's because they've got a lot of points. Thank you to everyone who's going to smash up the likes, by the way. And yeah, this is actually our first live stream for the hotels channel. So that's kind of fun that we're actually giving the information and doing this here on the hotels channel, seeing if there's an audience for hotels out there. But we're just testing out, seeing what people want to hear. But the big thing about getting the loyalty programs, like right now, the way that I'm booking with IHG, I'm using half points, about 8,000 points, and then I'm paying about $70 for the room. So it's half points, half money. And so I've got over 270,000 points at this moment. When I started doing this, like a week ago, staying at this hotel, I had like 310. But then when you get like to the 10th night, you get like 10,000 more points all of a sudden. So it kind of just adds up. I also have the credit cards. I have a Amex Hilton. I have an Amex Marriott because I travel a lot. So, I mean, if you're going to travel a lot, you're going to want to have those cards and they're worth their weight in gold. But I would say for the credit card, Hilton seems to be the best credit card that you can get as far as like points and then like value, especially when you travel abroad outside of the US. But the benefit of that, you're going to get early check-in. Like in some cases, for example, I arrive at 7 in the morning into Singapore and I check into the Holiday Inn. But because I'm a IHG Diamond Elite, if they have a room available, they'll give it to me at 7 a.m. without charging me extra. And then they'll even give me the late checkout at 2 o'clock. Now, some of you don't understand why they allow you to check in at 3 o'clock and then make you check out at 11 or 12 in some case. And a lot of that has to do with cleaning. And the more you travel, the more you see what the maids go through, the more you start to appreciate the maids, the people who do the housekeeping. And so that's why it's like that. I know it's not a full 24 hours, and I know that's kind of confusing for people. And I know it was for me at first, but as time's gone by, I understand, especially when they have a busy day. I mean, what the maids go through. I always, if I see the maid face to face, I give them like $5 or something like that. You know, I mean, they work so hard and they're such nice people, really. I mean, they don't, I don't think they get the appreciation that they're deserved. But speaking of maids, now I do want to say this. I've, I mean, the worst thing is when you check into a hotel and there's like a big hair, like you pull back the sheets, you pull back the comforter, and there's a big hair right there. I tell them, hey, you got to come up here and clean this because I can't. If there's a big hair right there, I can't guarantee that this is clean. Or if you go in there and you like open up the towel and you start drying yourself off, and then all of a sudden there's a big hair, you're like, oh, I'm not using that towel anymore. So I mean, you kind of got to pay attention to that. Some people check for bed bugs, they check for stains. Like a couple days ago, I was in a room and I didn't smell the beer in the room, but then like when I would sleep, there was like a beer smell, and it was underneath the little table there. And I told the housekeeper, they ended up changing my room, but it was a beer smell. Like when you're sleeping, you don't want to smell beer on the floor because someone spilled it the night before, and it's stuff like that. So be on the lookout for that. Also, with the boiler, the water boiler, check that. I always run a hot, I always put some water in there, run a dry load, and then I'll pour that out and then I'll put water in there again because, even with the cups, I've seen the way they clean them, not always the best, right? But another hack is you don't always have to order the room service at the hotel. Sometimes it's cheaper to like have Grab or Uber Eats or Food Panda, and then just use that and you could save money because room service can be quite expensive. So using Grab and having more options, that's always good. Now, optimize for sleep. I try to get the rooms with without the sunrise. pointing at the window. Try to get the opposite side of the sunrise because when the sun comes up, it starts beating into your room, especially if you don't have blackout blinds. It can be a pain in the butt. I always try to stay away from like areas where there's nightlife or clubs just because the nightlife can have street noise. And, it's kind of annoying to sleep with earplugs in. Like if you go into a hotel and you see they're giving away earplugs, that pretty much means that at night it's going to be very loud. And those fall out when you're sleeping, don't they? So take that into consideration. But there's things you can do. You could use a towel to block the hallway light. You could use the towel to block some of the sun. I mean, you could use I don't know, but you probably want to sleep in or get a good night's sleep without the sun waking you up, right? Now, as far as security tips go, I don't really use the safe, to be honest with you. But I would say in your backpack, if you do have any valuables, kind of find a hidden, uh, like a hidden pouch inside your backpack and make it kind of tucked away. So that if someone is going through your stuff when they're in your room when you're not there, hopefully they never do that. But that's what I do is I like know my backpack so well. I know there's like a hidden pouch that like the likelihood that someone will check there is very low, you know. And so the next thing is just basically when you book the hotel, try to check the amenities before. I like to find a hotel that does laundry where I can do the laundry because doing the laundry at the hotel is very expensive. They charge by item. So I either like to make sure I'm in an area where they're going to have laundry. Like in Thailand, it's great because you can get your laundry done for very cheap. Although prices for the laundry in Thailand have gone up too. Here in Singapore, they're way more expensive than Thailand though. But I like going to a place like here at Holiday Inn Express. It's a simple hotel, small room, but you get the laundry on site, and you can do your laundry for like a good price. It's it's going to be cheaper. I mean, it's still very expensive to do it here in Singapore, but that can save money doing it that way. And they some of these hotels in different countries, like in the U.S., they don't give any toiletries. They don't give slippers. But here in Asia, they give toiletries. They give slippers. Some places, like all of Thailand, they always give a toothbrush. They always give earbuds. To clean your ear. They always give like a shower hat. In the US, they don't do any of that. So it just depends on where you're at. But I mean, there's a lot of information that I could share. I just don't know what you guys would like to hear. So next time we'll have to make sure that we have the live chat up and going. But thank you to everyone who smashes up the likes. If we get some support for this, I'll do more hotel live streams. There's a lot of information. I mean, I stay in hotels every single night. Like I told you, I have the IHG Diamond status. I have Hilton Diamond status. I have Marriott Titanium Elite, Hyatt. I don't have really much status with the Accor, but I mean, I've got experience with hotels because that's pretty much where I'm always staying. So, I mean, I got the information that you guys are probably looking for. It's just a matter of you guys asking me or telling me what you guys want. See you on the next one.